Welcome, Bill again, Pothead Joe Pop Putty Man here, and today we're going to be looking at the first tutorial for SHAREfactory. Now, I've heard a lot of people use SHAREfactory online like I do, but it actually makes it to where it's actually hard to not understand all the mechanics. So we're going to start with some simplistic stuff. I'm actually making a new series that I haven't really thought of the name, but it's going to be for all my concert footage. So while we're doing this, I'm going to be thinking up the name, and we're going to go ahead and edit a video together. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to have something to put in as a transitional video. The best way you can do that is go to a new project and then pick a theme you like. Now for this, I'm going to do something basic for the tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and use the SHAREfactory 80s theme. And with this, it's automatically going to give us some videos and transitions, things of that nature. Go ahead and take all this off. We can definitely come back to this. And we're just going to leave this one that's 6 seconds here. The one you see right here. This is going to be our video for the video. Alright, so next what you want to do is go ahead and hit that, hit that by ahead next, and make sure you see that check marks right there. Then go ahead and hit square to start your project. Now you can rename your project later on at any point. But we're just going to go ahead and do this, name this concert series right now until I've decided what I'm going to name it real quick. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Now the reason I'm doing this is because by the time you actually see this video, you should see the concert series video up as well. But I think I'll upload this first, and then I'll put the concert series. I'm gonna put a little more work in the concert series. So alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make something simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some screenshots to make my own little animations and things of that nature. Now you can use the stationary ones. I like to find a picture for black, so I can make it easy into transitioning. And then I do have my own basic background. You've probably seen in my thumbnails and all those kind of pictures. And that is going to be somewhere down here, right here, okay? So we're going to add these two. Now what that happens is it's going to put them in row like this. Now I like to go ahead and delete this out now. No longer need that, and this is the start of our show. So there you are. 2 pictures have been added. I can continue to make more. There's many ways you can do things. I can actually even go ahead and clone this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and extend this. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it all to the right. So now before I do that, let me show you guys one thing. When you're going to add and subtract, there's 2 buttons you need to be concerned about. If you hit your X button in this menu, this is going to show the stuff you can add. If you hit the square on your controller, this is going to bring up the stuff you can edit. So for example, since I'm wanting to make this a longer clip right here, I would hit square on that, and then go to trim clip right here, trim. That's going to bring up this screen. Now you're going to see right here, there's going to be a little R and L toggle. These are your joysticks. This is how you can actually move around your scene. I'm actually going to put it to 15 minutes. When it comes to trimming, you can only do it for 15 minutes. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to trim it to 15 minutes. Now we're not going to keep this, but this gives us a ground basis of what we're going to work with. So we go ahead and add that. Now, as you see, now my video is just 15 minutes of this one screen. Not really exciting, but we're going to be adding more to it. Next thing I want to do is show the transition. So what you do is you want to grab this right here, and we want to connect these so they smoothly go and fade into each other. So what I do is I go ahead and hit square on this. I'm sorry, hit X on this because I'm adding. X to add, square to edit. And what I'm doing is I'm adding a transition. Now you can go for some of these 80s ones, you know, fill-ins. They're really nice and fabulous. But sometimes simplicity is the best measure, guys. Like those the things, you know, all these look nice and pretty and, you know, flashy. And you'll have some Fortnite ones. I've used some Fortnite transitions before, so there you can always do that. But my favorite one is dissolves. It's right here, the crossfade. Now the reason that works is because, watch, when it goes in, it just fades right into the scene and starts off what you're looking to do. Okay, so next, the thing is we have too much excess right here. So what you want to do is we're going to go back and do the same thing we did here when we did the trim. So we're going to go to this one right here, hit square on it, and then go to trim. This time, instead of extending all the way out here, we are going to extend it all the way back here. And we're going to make it as short as we can and hit X. That makes the clip as short as you want. Now the thing is, the reason you want to do the transition first is because I'm going to show you guys real quick what will happen. So let's say we take the transition off. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and edit the transition, and I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Okay, now the way I did that is I went over the transition right here, hit square, and then go to edit transition. This will let me replace it. If there's any volume to the transition, I can change that. Transition settings, if they have anything about that as well, you can change it. But here we're going to go ahead and delete it. Now there's a reason why I'm showing you this. Now you see how short this is? This can actually be unbelievably shorter. Seriously, like real short. So when I go to add a transition, it's going to state this: unable to add transition, the new transition is too long. With a transition, you have to look at it as a video. It's going to go in between, and you have to have enough length between both videos to do it. This will not allow it. So what I have to do is, again, make sure I have it at a good trim, like right there, which actually that's a little too long of a trim. Go to add the transition, which I'm going to go ahead and do the crossfade again. Trim it. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to shorten it down as far as you can go to keep that transition in there. So when you do something like that, and again, these are little hack rules that people don't use, that don't realize they can do this, so you can fade from black to the story. So with that continued, it just slowly comes in and fades into black. Okay, so that makes that easy for right there. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and add some music to it. Now the reason I'm adding the music first is because I want my text to flow with the beat of the music. Best thing to do is make it look like it's going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit X and go over to add music. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pick one. There's actually some here that I think is more the 80s one, so let's hear it. See? Nice little beat to it. And this comes with some of these that you can get with your themes. So you always look to see if your themes actually have any music. Now next we have Paradise. Paradise is coming. And then She's So Strange. I think we're going to do it for this one. So I've got that on there, so that's going to go great with the fade, because listen. So I'm going to go ahead and do it right there. Kick. Alright, so I'm going to do it on that kick. So we want to go ahead and put it right before the kick, so you can actually move around with your control pad and put it precisely where you want to. Then you hit circle to go back. That's going to put you right here in this menu. This is a good time to add an overlay. So you go hit X like you usually do. Add overlay. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and down to text. Okay, so you know, I'm going to probably call it the Gamer Potheads concert series, or Putty Man concert series. And we still need to figure out a name. So let's think for a moment. No, I think we will just call it Gamer Potheads concert series. So what we're going to do is actually call pop that in, pop in the Gamer Potheads logo. I might just do the words. Here we go. We'll do the words, okay? Now, what this is doing right here is this is giving the duration of your overlay. So I'm going to have it pop in right when that music kicks in. So as soon as I hit that, it's going to give me the options here. First thing I want to do is sticker duration. Always do the sticker duration first because you're going to forget. And what you want to do is put it all the way through. Now, the way I do it is I actually put it all the way hit it right on the control pad, which will put you to the end, then hit X. So that means your whole thumbnail, or your whole overlay is now in there in the one spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this on the side because I want to be able to do this as a simple intro. Because I want to add the artist that I'm seeing on the right hand side, but I want it to be all the same intro. So I want it to be something that, and of course I'm going to use R2 and L2 to rotate it, so it makes it look like it's kind of popping out on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and go here, switch it up a bit, turn around. I think that's good right there. I think it's actually too much turn. Let's put it right there. So then what I can do is go over here to sticker animation, and we can add something like popping in. So it pops in, and it should pop in with the music. If not, we can go ahead and change the duration. If not, you know, we'll actually see. Okay, and then for that, we'll go ahead and do a fade out for it. Okay. All right. So then once we got that done, the circle will go back. The circle will go back again. That's going to keep us in the overlays. Now here, I want to go ahead and see how it sounds with the music. So let's hear it. And it pops in. So you see, there it goes. Watch. Pop it. Yep. Let's do it one more time. And then you see that second note turn, that hello there. You can add your title into that part. So, for example, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, hold on a second. Alright. So it needs to be right there on this. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. I think we should put on the cusp and then gamer Potheads, and then we go ahead and go to text. We're going to do this crazy little text right here. And we're going to put in concert. And then of course the duration. And then we're going to again do this duration here. Hit the control pad to the right. That'll take it all the way to the end. And you're good to go. Now we can transform this. Put it right here. Maybe give it a little bit of turn. Alright, and then next we can do the animation. So, well actually before we do the animation, let's go to color here. So, again, what you're doing is when you're on this screen, you hit square to your text and it'll bring up the screen. Again, square and X, square and X. Square is edit, X is add. And if you can think, and remember that, you're always going to be able to do this easily. So, I hit square to go ahead and edit, and I'm going to go ahead and do the coloration. So, since we have the coloration of gamer and Potheads, I think the word concert should be in the gamer blue, and we'll do a series in the Pothead green. So let's try to give it some fadeness to it. I think we bring it up here a little bit. I think we're looking at a good consistency there. They're perfect. Okay. Next is going to be text effects. Now, text effects is where you can do it, give it that different look, that contour, like that, like the bubble pop. Some of them even have an animation. So, like we go down to this, you can see the little green. It's a lot easier when you don't have the coloration on it, but you can see that there's actually animations on the screen that you can actually use in your text. We are going to stick with something more traditional, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do the black outline for this. So then you add that, and then now you do your text animation. So go to your beginning animation. And we might have it pop in. Alright, and we confirm it. Give it an ending, give it a fade out just like the other one. And we're done with that part, okay? Alright, next we're going to go ahead and hit circle back. And we're going to go ahead and follow with the music again, so let's listen to it. And see, that even flowed perfectly. Look at the way the and the concert word goes for it. Watch. Yep. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the word series. So watch. All right. So it looks like. I think it's right here. Yep. So we want to put it right here. Alright, add an overlay. And then of course go back to the text effects. We're going to add the next one. This time we're going to go for that kind of like that pea green. P/dark green, so we're going to piece this up and then drop this just a little bit. I think that's a good consistency. Nope, let's bring it up just a little bit. Right there, okay. And I did the wrong one, we're going to do that one. And then of course, same thing, we're going to go ahead and do the animation of the pop in. And I think it's going to look really well. And then do the fade out, right? So if we did everything correctly, just for this simple intro, we should have this. And then across the right-hand side, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Jay-Z thing. But since this is actually my rough draft video, I'm always going to extend it to edit. So what I mean by that is, I'm thinking the intro should be 30 seconds for this. So I'm actually going to trim it at 30 seconds here. by splitting it. And I apologize, I used the word trim, I meant split. So you hit square here, which of course always edit, and then go to split clip, and then don't move and just hit X on your cursor, on your controller. Go over, hit confirm, that'll split it up into 2 pieces. Now we have it split up, and as you notice, the things do not go over on this end. Oh, and see, now there's a reason why I said you extend it. See, I did it exactly there. Now I have to go back and edit overlays. This was not moved over, and that'd be my fault. Boom. There we go. Okay, let's go back to where we're doing. So anyway, so I clipped that by hitting square, split clip, and then splitting it across. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit square on it and go to delete clip. Now, you can make this easy and just stay in split clip where you're at right here, and then I can split it again, not a problem. Hit square, and it breaks it down, deletes it. Hit square, breaks it down, deletes it. Now, you notice there's the extra music right there, right? See, there's the excess music right there. Well, that music cannot be now chopped down. So the way I do this is this. I get to the end by hitting L1. L1 and R1 will always put you to the end of the last slide or video. And then what you have to do is, because if you cut it right here, if you try to split your music here, it's going to edge on the corner. So you want to go ahead and move your cursor to the left. And I say do it 2-3 times until the L2 button you see on the bottom pops up, okay? Then you're going to go ahead and hit circle to go back. Go ahead square and go down to edit music. Now that you've got that here, we're going to go ahead and move back a little bit actually to line up with that. Go ahead and split the music. And boom, now the music's gone, and then all we got to do is make it have that a fade out. Alright? So let me re-show that to you guys again. So you go over there to split it here. Then once you're done, you go to fade out. And you can go between 0 to 5 seconds when it comes to adding your music. So if I did this correctly, it should be just the simplest, smoothest intro. And keep in mind, all this can be done over a video, so you can actually have a video with all this popping up. This gives you so many freedom. So let's try it out. That's jazzy. Oh yeah. And what makes it great is if at any point I need to fade that out, I can fade that out by coming back in here. There's so many things. So what I'm going to do to make this easy is I'm going to go ahead and export it. So what this will do is you hit your option button and you've got your save project and export. I'm going to go ahead and save this project just because I want to make sure I get it saved. And then we're going to go ahead and export it. Now when I export it, this is probably I'm going to fast forward or go ahead so we can get to the next part of the video. This shouldn't take too long, and I'll be right back with you in a moment. And there you have it. And that makes your first intro, your first video, 30 seconds, not long. Now I'm going to go into detail in the next series. I just want to make sure that you have the basics down. So I think you're good to go. And so there you have it. That is part 1 of my SHAREfactory tutorial. If at any point you did like this video, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, make sure the subscribe button. I will continue to make my tutorials as long as you guys are willing to watch and everything. So if there's anything that I need to go over, again, please don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this tutorial, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button as well. And as always, I am Potheads with Potheads. Stay tuned for part 2. I will leave it at the end of the link in the description. And do not forget, we're all about the high score. Peace out, and I'll talk to y'all later.